Hello, my name is Merle in case you are new here, and welcome to my channel. I was gifted this amazing Booknook diorama craft set for Christmas last year, and I want to invite you to a casual craft along with me, just a little craft companion while we chat. And meanwhile, my family's puzzling this 1,000-piece Thomas Kincaid puzzle, so all cozy vibes around us. So let's get started. I asked you over on my community tab and on my Instagram story if you have any questions for me, and here's what we got. How long have you been working with clothes, more specifically sewing? So my interest for clothes and sewing started when I was pretty young. When I was around 4 years, I remember I was sitting with my sister outside, and she was always into art and later became an illustrator, and I was always kind of mimicking her. And I remember that I was drawing my little pink-haired girlies, but I was always more focusing on the clothes, and I had a ton of fun drawing the clothes. Also, my mom was always super creative. She was always crafting something, sewing something. Every time I got my little kid hands on her fabric scraps, or I even started with napkins. I would start hand sewing stuff for my Barbies. Was it good? No. But I had a lot of fun. When I was a little bit older, my mom showed me how to use a sewing machine. A few years later, when I was around 15, I think it was my sophomore year in high school, my parents made it possible for me to start going to a sewing class. Oh my gosh, I loved it. It was like once a week, heaven. I loved it. They taught me how to use commercial patterns and just get the fear away from like how to sew. For me, being also a collager and then really enjoying collaging and all that, for me, working with fabrics is like working with a collage. Skipping ahead more years, I was finally able to study fashion design, and I was able to learn all the skills not all the skills, but learning the skills around sewing. Honestly, I feel a little bit like I have a love-hate relationship now with sewing. I love working with fabrics, and I love getting to make something out of the fabrics. But the sewing part itself, because it's so technical, and there's so many things that can go wrong, and it's kind of out of your hand what can go wrong. It's a little, but I still do I regret having gone this business route? No, absolutely not. I enjoy working with fabrics and making new creations with it. And long story short, I kind of always have been working with fabrics, even though it was in the beginning with napkins. But looking back now, I kind of sometimes regret that I didn't master in fabric design. That would have been really cool, but then I remember I would have had to write a master's paper and was like, I'm good. I'm good. And honestly, if I would have done that, I would have never gone on the route of making dolls. So I'm good where I am. I'm good. What inspires you? Everything. Honestly, it's like the cliche answer, I feel like, but it is true. It can be flowers, it can be fabrics, movies, TV shows. It can be different seasons in the year, cosplayers. Oh, that's one of my big ones right now. Paper, colors, and other artists. Art, music, and different moods I'm in. If I'm more in the chipper, cheerful kawaii mood, or if I'm more in my seasonal depression and I like to work with dark fabrics. Also jewelry, photography, just anything that I look at, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. But no art theft. Inspiration. You can get inspired, but do not steal or copy. Why dolls? Is it escapism or is it something else? Escapism. I love this topic. That's actually what I based my bachelor's collection off of and wrote my bachelor's paper on. So if you want to deep dive on escapism, just let me know in the comments. I would love to do a little chatty chat video with you about that, because I'm totally about escapism. So to answer your question, yes, definitely. I mean, isn't it kind of for everyone who plays with dolls and has these hobbies and stuff? It's to get away from the mundane every day and just dive into this fantasy world where there are no worries, where you're just in tune in this la-la land around you. And like I've mentioned in a previous video on my channel, like my trailer, I also enjoy the independence that comes with dolls. The aspect of not me having to wait for getting models or a photographer, getting a studio, It's just it's more of me in my room, and I can do it. I mean, would I still love to have a professional photographer one day to take pictures of my dolls? Absolutely. But I really like changing it up more drastically, and because going back to my fashion roots, it's normally you have your spring summer collection and you have your fall winter, and then there's the resort in between. It's kind of like you're focusing like on these big collections, and I just really like that. I'm just like, I'm in the mood for this right now, so I'm just gonna create this for this doll. And it's more these little short-lived, to say like badly, short-lived fashion things, which is really nice, because I always said, for me, to when you start going on a fashion journey, you kind of set yourself into one niche, and I've never felt like I was in a niche. I was never like a niche designer. I just remember when I was in uni first semester and I did a project, and everyone's like, oh, you work with flowers, so you're the cutesy designer. And then I inspired to everyone, was like, I'm gonna do a different design every semester, so no one can label me a one-trick pony. Because I like all these different designs and genres of fashion. That's something I really enjoy also about the doll community. It's like, now I can do kawaii, now I can do gloomy, now I can do linen, and it's like, it gives me the freedom, which I really enjoy. So yes, it's really fun for me to just escape into all these different worlds, whenever I feel like it. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you had fun with this little Q&A. I really like doing this, and I'm gonna make this little craft along into 5 little episodes. So if you have more questions for me, please drop it down in the comments. I would love to answer them. I have a lot of fun making these little casual videos in between bigger projects. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content in the future. That would really help this little channel out. I mean, really, if you're feeling spicy, just leave a comment and ask me some questions. I would really appreciate it. Stay magical. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.